My name is Nevin Kamath, and I am the director of the Resist Trump campaign. Thank you so much for attending our podcast, Rise and Resist, the official podcast of the Resist Trump campaign. We coach activists to lead lawful, nonviolent civil resistance to Trump and his enablers. Our vision is a thriving democracy free from authoritarian control. And we intend to use a methodology that's been used by societies for millennia, known as nonviolent civil resistance, but we are also more specifically using lawful nonviolent civil resistance in our campaign. The principles that our campaign strives to follow include collaboration, both internally and with other groups, integrity, doing the right thing, nonpartisanship. We welcome anyone, regardless of political affiliation, who wants a world free of authoritarians like Trump. Professionalism. We take our work seriously, but not so seriously we can't have a laugh. We just respect each other's time and we try to do good work. And finally, hope. We believe we can survive this and we can thrive at the end of this. So thank you for joining us today for this podcast. And I'm joined by my co-host, Matt Kesters.
Hey, Nev, how you doing today?
Good.
Good. Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Kesters. I'm the founder and president of Fortify Democracy. It's a 501c4 that is dedicated to curbing the influence of extremism in American politics through structural reform. And I am happy to be a part of the Resist Trump campaign as a pro bono advisor and the co-host of this podcast. So, again, thanks for the introduction, Nev. What's going on in the world?
I don't know. Not a lot of pleasant stuff in the last couple of weeks. I think the thing that's been on everyone's mind, at least from the perspective of our affiliate Resist Austin in Austin, Texas, is the murder of an American citizen named Renee Good.
And murder was definitely what it was from the looks of things to me. But that you wouldn't believe that if you were listening to the vice president or any of the other folks that are spokespeople for the Trump administration. They all say that there was nothing wrong about what happened to Renee Good.
Which to me is evidence of why authoritarianism is not a good thing. If everyone thinks that the government made a mistake and the government essentially is ignoring and then gaslighting the people, what's the point?
I don't know. That sounds like a pretty controversial take to me. No,
anyway.
you're obviously spot on. Like, I know that we hear Orwell brought up, but the evidence that your eyes and ears give you shouldn't be trusted. That was their last and final command. This is like a textbook case of that Orwellian messaging that they're so fond of.
Right. I think they called the victim a domestic terrorist as a final. I think our president called Renee Good a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, that sounds about right. For me, it's just it's disheartening, but it's not really surprising. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The one thing that you can trust this administration to do is the wrong thing at all times. So we could have seen this coming. Like the second that there was an incident like this, of course they were going to say that there was nothing wrong about what they did. They want to terrorize the American public. Like they're sending these people to cities that voted Democrat specifically to terrorize us. So not that. I think that it's only Democrats that want to resist Trump, because I am certain that there are people that are not going to identify as Democrat that would certainly tell you that they're not on board with what the Trump administration is doing, and that includes Republicans as well. So that's why I think it's important for us to keep in mind that we're keeping the Big Tent open to anyone that is against this rogue administration, because that's what unites all of us.
Absolutely. Well, Uh, Peace be with Renee Good's survivors. We will be holding a moment of silence for Ms. Good at our town hall, which is taking place this Friday at 4:30 Eastern time on Zoom, that people can find on our website. If they would like to attend, we welcome them to learn a little bit more about us, and we will be paying our respects to the most recent victim, the most recent and notable victim of the Trump administration.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could say I was looking forward to that. It's a sad thing, but I am looking forward to the town hall because I think that the work that we're doing is important, and I think that more people need to know about it. So that's why I'll be joining you there. So as far as other things going on in the world, last week Trump stated that he is worried, and this is good news, that if he doesn't have a congressional majority past 2026, that he's getting impeached.
Oh no,
Oh
so
no, and
sad.
I know. So the thing is that when you back somebody like him into a corner, you can expect the knives to come out. So of course we're already seeing all sorts of underhanded tactics, anything that they can do to put their thumb on the scale of democracy. And there was a great piece in the Washington Post that came out yesterday that outlines all the different ways in which the Trump administration is attempting to influence the outcome of the 2026 election. Gerrymandering, or as people who understand gerrymandering would call it, vote rigging, is a key thing there. And
Yeah.
they've already attempted that here where I'm in Cincinnati, and they've already done some things in Ohio. They've done some things in Texas where you're from.
Yep. Yep.
And fortunately we're seeing state houses in some conservative states say no to this. Indiana has already passed on it. I know that the Kansas and Missouri state houses are both skeptical. We did see California respond with their own gerrymandering with the consent of the electorate, which is unlike what
Yeah.
the folks in Texas did.
That's a good distinction. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to note that when you have a two-party system and one party is captured by authoritarians, the other party becomes the de facto resistance.
Yeah.
So, even though we're not partisan, I think it's important to note that a lot of our ability to impact policy at the federal level is going to be via the Democratic Party, whether we like it or not, just because of how our system works.
Fair.
So, Florida is also working on gerrymandering here, and thank you for pointing that out. Let's go ahead and bring out the person that pointed that out. You want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, happy to. Folks, I'm so pleased to share with you a little bit of information about our guest who's joining us today, Vanessa K from the Fox Takedown campaign. Vanessa K is an immigrant who has lived in the United States since she was 6 weeks old. In March of 2025, she became actively involved in organizing and protest in response to escalating assaults on the constitutional rights of both American citizens and immigrants. Since March, Vanessa's attended more than 100 protests and rallies, amazing, and has made 4 activism-related trips to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. She also leads a weekly Fox Takedown protest in person in Tampa, Florida, which has been running consistently since July of last year, with a brief pause in November, while many organizers were organizing in Washington, D.C. And so to date, she's participated in roughly 20 or so in-person protests at a Fox News facility, supported by a core group of around 15 or 20 regular participants who continue to show up week after week. Love it. The largest protest that she's ever participated in was No Kings 2 in Washington, D.C. It must have been amazing, on October 18th, which drew an estimated 200,000 people. In addition to organizing and protest participation, Vanessa K contributes graphic design and video production work in support of activists and grassroots organizations, and assists with social media for foxtakedown.com at the national level. It is such a pleasure to be joined by you today, Vanessa.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me today.
Absolutely. Well, I told you a little bit about, well, I told the audience a little bit about your background. What did I leave out?
Well, I think you kind of covered all the all the bullet points, so
Okay,
thank you. It was great.
sure.
So, Vanessa, I know that all three of us are relatively new to the activism space. Can you tell us your story about how you made the decision to join the resistance and become an active, activist?
Sure. I mean, I mostly blame it on Cliff Cash. I was just feeling frustrated by, things I was seeing happening. Felt like I wanted to get involved and do something, but I wasn't really sure how to go about doing that. Um, so I saw some videos from Cliff Cash one day that just kind of came across my feed, and he has some very like hard truth style videos that just kind of spoke to me and convinced me that it was time to just get involved, get out in the streets, and just start doing something. So yeah, back in March, that's how I joined into this.
Nice.
So.
Nice. And Cliff's I don't know Cliff, but he seems locked in from a distance. I can tell he's locked in, and that's so exciting that someone with that much social and media influence is knows what's up and knows what to do. I think I saw him marching with folks for the in the removal coalition in November, late November. I think I may have seen a picture of him marching side by side with a congressman whose name I'm forgetting, but has.
Al Green,
Thank
yes,
you, thank you, thank
Congressman Al
you,
Green.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank
he
you.
has done that a couple of times for sure that I can think of. So,
Yeah, well, great to have folks like Cliff in the resistance movement, and
absolutely.
glad to know that. So back to Fox Takedown, which you've gotten associated with. Maybe you could give us a little bit of a sense of like the arc of your experience with Fox Takedown, from when you started and where kind of what you've seen since joining.
hmm So again, I got involved with Fox Takedown due to Cliff Cash. He put a shout out on his page and talked about the Fox Takedown, the nationwide movement, and said, hey, I need local people to pick up the ball and start protests at their local Fox affiliates. So I said, hey, sounds like something I might be able to do. And a month later, we had our first Fox Takedown Tampa.
It's
Have been
beautiful.
going.
And you guys kind of were inspired, if I may say so, by some of the strategies of like the Tesla takedown movement. And I say that because I was also a participant in the movement in the Tesla takedown, and we were organizing in Austin, where I sometimes spend a good amount of my time.
Mhm,
Um, and I think that Tesla takedown was a campaign that's kind of just like it was like if you build it, they will come. Like I'm going to
mhm,
set up a website that makes it easy to post protests, and all of a sudden, bam, you've got like hundreds of dots on the map of angry people all over the world, frankly, who are protesting at Tesla stores and galleries. And it sounds like a similar strategy was employed in your case. Is that accurate?
Yeah, yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that at some point, once we're able to get the word out, that the Fox takedown will, spread like wildfire, just like the Tesla takedown at some point did. And um, we all know that focusing on the pocketbooks, the bottom dollar for these companies is essential. Um, so, putting pressure on the advertisers that use Fox. So very similar to the Tesla takedown. The Tesla takedown essentially was pretty successful because, they lost huge market share and sales and revenue as a result. And that's what, sadly speaks to these millionaires and huge companies is, money.
That's right.
So yeah, we're hoping that the Fox takedown will, you know, be just as popular at some point, will catch on, and that we'll be able to actually put pressure on Fox through money and, advertising dollars.
What's wrong with Fox?
Well, if you've never watched it, it is primarily a propaganda network.
Oh,
Uh, they paid a $787 million lawsuit for knowingly and intentionally lying to the American public. So
indeed.
that's a start.
That's the tip of the iceberg, I would say.
Mhm.
So, how has your life changed since you become an activist? What's different about your life now that you're more involved this way?
Well, the last almost year has been a huge just growth process for me. I've really been educating myself and learning about things that I, due to my previous life circumstances, just didn't pay attention to as much. So yeah, my life has really changed drastically. I never attended any type of protest prior to last year. So just being involved in this whole kind of circuit is very new to me. I previously never liked, being on video or in front of people. Now I lead a Fox takedown. I hop on the megaphone and, go get your cameras out, everybody, and record me. So it's been a growth process. I've grown just personally. I've had to step out of my comfort zone and try lots of new things. I've been to new places. I would have never gone to DC. I've been traveled all across Florida for protests. I've met some absolutely amazing people through all of this. So my, kind of inner community has really expanded, which is amazing. For me, really the only silver lining out of all this has been the amazing relationships I've been able to build through all of my activism related activities.
I completely agree with that. Nev will laugh at this because we obviously had the winter break come up with the holidays, and so we all kind of unplugged for a couple of weeks, and then when it was time to come back, I saw on the Resist Trump Slack that there were a couple of meetings taking place the first Tuesday after business had reopened, and I was like, "Hey, can I come to those meetings?" And so I was like, "Sure, come on, you're always welcome." So I go in, and I'm like, it's really sad. I don't have to be here. I just missed all of you, you know. But I've met so many cool people doing this, and they fast friends, like, and I'm sure that you've had similar experiences like that, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's
And
the
I'm
pro?
fi-
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm finding that I feel like this has kind of helped me to reassess. Like we used to pick friends on such meaningless, like, oh, we have kids the same age, or oh, we like the same genre of films, or like that's kind of how most Americans,
We like to drink
found
together.
their friend circles. Right, right. Which those things come and go. And I'm finding that the relationships I'm developing now, I feel like are based on a more important kind of
Yeah.
core level. Like we have the same values, like, and those things don't change over time as much as those
Yeah.
other things that I mentioned. So,
I'm really curious about your expertise with social media and like content generation. You had kind of alluded to it as you had mentioned. You're now more comfortable on the megaphone, but then you kind of hinted like you asked people to record you. Um, what lessons can you share on the social media and kind of content creation side for activists around the country who are maybe contemplating a Fox takedown protest of their own?
I mean, I would just say go for it. If you are having hesitation, like I did, I just camera shy. I don't like having my photos taken. But putting our message out there is crucial for others to, be inspired by what we're doing, to step out, encourage others to step out of their own comfort zones, and just to spread the message with others. Like if we're not putting ourselves out there, then others aren't going to hear about what we're doing. So it just kind of is a really important aspect, of not only going out and doing the protests and doing the stuff, but also letting people know that we're doing it and that they can do it themselves also.
Right on. When it comes to social, have you noticed any tactics that are particularly effective? Any type of messaging that you found especially impactful?
I mean, for me personally, I feel like the kind of lighter, like more humorous stuff has kind of resonated better and seems to perform better. um, but I would say just getting content out just regularly. The more you push out, the more people are going to see it. So just putting as much out there and as regularly as possible, I feel like is always a good tactic.
And I have to just interject to say, it's like you're kind of hitting the problem in two sides, Vanessa. You're and probably more than that. Like you're, directly challenging Fox's role in the destruction of our democracy with its propaganda machine in a very visible way. But you're also puncturing the narrative from kind of like a different angle with your social media, right? You're entering people's consciousness when they see things in their feed on different platforms. And I feel like that is a tool that activists now have and can utilize outside of mainstream media to engage in the media ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what does moving the needle look like for you? What do you consider success when you're doing this kind of work?
Um, that's a good question. I guess, I mean, I feel with on a local level, like Fox Takedown Tampa, we've been able to keep going since July. We have a great core group of people, so just having people show up and, like our little core group, we all really look forward to our weekly Fox Takedown. I've been told by multiple people who come regularly that that's their favorite, quote unquote, favorite protest, and they look forward to our weekly Fox takedown. So like I feel like that's awesome, and that alone makes me feel like it was worth it, and that Tampa has been successful, not only in raising awareness, but helping us build that community that's just essential for all of us to feel like we have right now. And then on a national level, I I guess I'll feel successful once we're able to say that we have a Fox takedown going at every single affiliate across the country. So we are not successful in that endeavor yet, but that's the goal, is to get a Fox takedown going at every Fox affiliate across the country. And once that happens, I definitely will probably feel comfortable with saying that we were successful in doing that.
Well, before we, have to unfortunately um, wind down this conversation, I just want to mention that the Resist Trump campaign has, watched and admired the Fox takedown and looks to support you guys. We have a Stop the Lies Fox call that we do on Wednesday afternoons that people can find on our website. Really to kind of strategize and network as a supplement to whatever ongoing resistance they're doing on the ground. And we welcome folks who are interested in Fox Takedown to join our call on Wednesday afternoons, and obviously to join the Fox Takedown movement.
So I know that you want to see Fox takedowns in every city across the country. So let's give people a way to find out how they can be the change they want to see in the world. How can people get involved?
So it's pretty easy to start a local Fox takedown. So if you head to foxtakedown.com, you can click on find or start a protest, and you can look to see if there is one already in your area. You can find your closest local affiliate station, and if there isn't one, everything in order to get started is right there on the website. We're connected with the Action Network, so you can list your weekly protest time, location, all the details where everyone can easily find it. It's got RSVP, so you send that out. People can RSVP very easily. There are templates for creating flyers, sign templates. You just print them out and you've got signs ready to go. So it's kind of a nice resource, and we tried to, have everything that people need to get started right there. And so yeah, that's what I did when I started. Like I walked through that whole process, easy peasy, and months later we're still going in Tampa. So if I can do it, I feel like anybody really can do it.
So I want to close with asking you one question that I'm really curious about. Early in this work, we heard, or I heard, how important it is to cultivate a sense of hope, and to match the rage and outrage that you feel with an equal sense of hope. And that particular combination is particularly powerful, not just anecdotally, but even scholars like Chenoweth, like Erica Chenoweth, the scholar of nonviolent civil resistance who works at Harvard, has indicated is essential to the work. How do you cultivate hope?
Well, I mean, honestly, I look at photos of my grandbabies pretty regularly when I'm feeling down and out. I um, pull up all my favorite pictures of my grandbabies. They are what keep me. They're what got me involved in this in the first place, and just kind of looking back to that personal, like, why am I doing this? For me, helps to kind of keep me focused and get me back on track and feeling hopeful that there's a reason for all of this. So
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Vanessa. It has been lovely coordinating this session with you and meeting and speaking with you today. Folks, it is a pleasure to have spoken with Vanessa. Vanessa, I think we're going to shift into a conversation between me and Matt from this point. So thank you again for joining us, and
yes,
Yeah,
good
thank you
luck.
thank
for
you.
having me. Thank you so much. Appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Oh, likewise. Back at you.
Likewise. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what do you think, Nev?
That was a lovely dialogue we just had with Vanessa. I think that was the first time we really got to engage on that level with someone who's doing the kind of work that she's doing. I'm just still kind of processing that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. And I'm it does give me hope to meet other people that are in the activism space. We come from all different walks of life. Obviously, my background's very different from your background, but we have the thing that connects us, and that's the vision for a better tomorrow, a vision for a better America, and one that's free of authoritarian influence. And the work that Vanessa is doing is important, just like the work that we're doing is important. So but the big thing that I take away from that conversation is the importance of the community that arises around an activist movement, because we none of us can do this alone, right?
Yeah.
We need to stand shoulder to shoulder with like-minded people to affect change. And when people see that there are people out in the streets, upset about the way things are right now, and wanting to do something about it, and the people sitting at home can realize, what, I'm not crazy for thinking what I think. I'm not crazy for believing that what's
Yeah.
going on right now is wrong. There are people in the streets that are out there risking everything, really, to speak truth to power and fight back. So that's my takeaway.
Like that. Yeah. I think I'll be processing this for a little while. Um, it's nice. It kind of reminds me of some of my own experiences with activism over a similar period of time. I also got involved heavily in around February and March for the first time in community organizing and activism, civil resistance. And so it's interesting that Vanessa and I are on time-wise similar journeys. So it was kind of nice to hear a reflection from someone from a similar vantage point.
Yeah. And for me, there's something that's kind of personal about the anti Fox News efforts. I mean, obviously, I'm a former journalist, so seeing a national news network do nothing but pump out propaganda all day is obviously
So
revolting to
cynical,
me.
so sad and cynical,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just
yeah. But I mean, the effect goes beyond just the professional implications for me. Like, I have family members that have been influenced by Fox News, and it has created strain on
oh yeah,
my relationships with them. Like, to a greater extent, like my biggest complaint with the Trump administration is what it has done to us as a people.
yeah.
We have become enemies with people that used to be our friends, over this hateful piece of shit.
Just so some people could make some money. That's what this is. That's what
Yeah,
this is administering to.
absolutely. And at what cost, right? We're destroying families, we're destroying friendships, we're destroying relationships with people in communities that used to be, pretty
Yeah,
tight and close knit, and now we're at odds with one another. So stopping propaganda networks like Fox is absolutely critical to, making sure that we can restore America back to, what we want it to be, which is, one nation united.
Murdoch family. I hope you're listening.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening. I hope you're taking notes.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we close and then maybe refer people to a couple of things?
Yeah,
Matt?
sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, obviously, first of all, we're thankful to Vanessa for joining us, and to learn more about her efforts and the organization that she's been working with, go to foxtakedown.com. And obviously, follow all their affiliated social media accounts. As for me, you can check out my organization, Fortify Democracy, at fortifydemocracy.com. There you can find out more about the structural root causes of the dysfunction that we have and the interventions that I recommend for combating them. And then obviously,
Yeah.
there's go.
There's also resisttrump.us, my favorite website in the world. We coach activists to lead lawful, nonviolent civil resistance to Trump and his enablers. And we hope that this episode inspires you to come visit us, learn a little bit, and then get back into the fight. Thank you so much for joining us, guests. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today, Matt, and see you next time.
Always likewise. And we're getting the hang of this. We're gonna just keep on getting better as we go.
Love it.
So
I love it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care, all.
All right. Bye.
Bye.